watching The Color Purple for like the umpteenth time is I've watched this movie so many times, but this particular time that I watched it recently, it hit me completely different than it did all the times that I watched it before in the past. Now, it could be possibly because of me, on my spiritual journey, being more awakened. I see things differently. I feel things differently. All of that plays a role in the reason why, The Color Purple hit me a little differently recently. But one thing I do want to put out there that I've noticed that I never really noticed before is, okay, let me put it this way. In the past, watching The Color Purple, I would definitely say that I looked at it as like sad, depressing, back in slavery time, my ancestors, what they went through, blah, 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 all of that stuff. But I never doubted for a moment that it wasn't a good movie. It was just that those were the negative concepts that I was getting off of that movie at that time. But recently watching it, I did not look at it as depressing and, more of the negative side of it. I looked at it more of a uplifting, positive side of it. And one thing that I can definitely point out in this movie that sent a spiritual message to people is to never give up trying to be free. And what I mean, I don't mean like slavery time, you're being owned or someone takes you away or, you or jail, anything like that. No, I don't mean in those forms of like being free. I mean, as far as being free spiritually, being free in a soul base. Letting your soul be free, letting your heart be free, letting your mind be free. I feel like, this world is just different now. A lot of people are so accustomed to this whole matrix that we're in, and they see it as the norm, but with this whole COVID stuff happening and everything that just went down with the pandemic, I feel like it was a wake-up call to let people really just sit and really go within and not have so many distractions. But I feel like it was short-lived. It didn't last long enough for people to really sit in it. We're still going through it, but now the world is opening back up. People are out there and they're taking advantage of it even more. And a lot of people haven't learned their lesson. They haven't sat in it long enough to learn the lesson. I really feel like, we needed a little bit more time. Well, for the people that are not awakened, I feel like they need more time to do the shadow work. They need more time to just put in the work, period. But that was something that I really noticed in the movie. And, as far as like all the struggles and things that people went through, it was really uplifting because it was so many things of happiness, joy, pain, hurt, resentment, guilt. It had so many things within the movie that people are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And it may not be in that particular way that they, showed it on the Color Purple movie, but it still played a major factor in what society is going through right now in their life. Like, you never know what people are going through in their life. And everybody is trying to heal from something. Everyone is trying to do better than what they did before. And your past doesn't define you, if that makes sense. So, that was the second thing that I seen in the movie. And the third thing that I seen in the movie was, how can I put this? You know how people say in order for you to heal, you have to be willing to forgive. Forgive that person and forgive yourself, because everyone plays a part in what goes down within the situation or whatever has happened in your life. And I feel like in that movie, there was a lot of parts that were playing the role of forgiving one another. For example, one part, I keep forgetting the names, so I'm bad with names, so I'm just not going to say the names, but it was a part in there where the lady, I forgot her name, father that was a preacher would not bend, and she tried everything she could to get his attention, to get him to forgive, to get him to see that she forgives him as well. And then it comes to a point where it took him a while, but to see them hug each other, it was like a form of release. And at that particular time, I feel like both of them were able to forgive each other and release the burden that they had on them. So they released that off their shoulders, and it felt really good. The second part I seen that I felt like was a major part in forgiving was Oprah, what is her name? Not Oprah Winfrey, Whoopi Goldberg. Her part. When she seen her daughter, when she seen her son, when she seen her family and her sister, and how they were able to connect and reunite again through the guy that kidnapped her, through the guy that forced marriage with her, the guy that put her through all this pain over the years. Her leaving him gave him time to really see his mistakes, and he fixed his mistakes by giving her what she's been wanting for years, and he gave that to her, because karma really will play a part in people's lives. You don't do people wrong and expect that to not come back to you. So when she left him, he started really hitting rock bottom. He really needed help. He didn't have support. His house was ran down. Everything just deteriorated. Like it crumbled right in front of his eyes. And that moment he realized, this is what I had put her through. So in order to forgive, in order to be able to be free and release that guilt and all the stuff that he was going through, he had to give her what she's been wanting for years. And in that moment, it was a sense of forgiveness on both sides. So it was a lot of other things in the movie that played a huge part spiritually, but those were the three major things that I've noticed that I have not noticed before. And this is what makes the movie so uplifting. This is what makes the movie so spiritual. And for those of you that have never watched it because of the negative thoughts, because of the negative sayings of it, look past it. Really, really look past it and open your eyes and see the actual message within that movie. And it can really help you. It can help you stay motivated. It can help you to keep pushing and moving forward, regardless of the pain and hurt that you've been through, regardless of the obstacles that are being thrown at you. You have to keep going. So I just had to put this out there because I know a lot of people need to hear this, and maybe, take the time to really look and see what I see. And yeah. So if you seen the movie and you felt the same things that I felt through that, please let me know in the comments below. Or if you do decide to watch the movie eventually, please let me know your thoughts, below the video, and just let me know. But yeah, I really hope that this was helpful for people. And yeah, I'll see you later.